Greetings, welcome back to PinkOddBird. Whew. Okay, we're at the end of March. If you guys have been following along, we did the whole Spring 22 ephemera challenge, which is now over. Today's the last day. And if you guys have been following me for a while, then you know that at the beginning of the year, I put out a set number of custom orders for the year, which was 4. And this is custom order number 1 of 4. So I had to dedicate the month of March, however long that it might have taken me. And this book, I don't think I've ever done one single book just by myself that has taken me a month to finish. But this one did. And so needless to say, I think I got a little carried away on this one, which is something that I'm going to have to take note of moving forward in my custom orders, because it's really easy to get swept away by a theme. But that's neither here nor there, because we are here to appreciate this. So let's go ahead and get started. So as I mentioned, this is the first custom order of this year, 2022. The first slot landed in March, and she wanted to have a theme that was sort of Green Witch meets Enchanted Forest, but really kind of mostly based around famous villain from Sleeping Beauty, Maleficent. So that is probably something you can already tell by the wings on the cover. But this book is huge, so I'm going to try my best to go as fast as I can, because I don't want this to be like a 45-minute video. So the book is 10 inches tall, 8 inches wide. And you guys, the spine is a massive 6.5 inches. Huh? Say what? Mama say what? You heard. So, oh my gosh, you guys. But this is the spine. I tried to make it as curved as I could, but it was really just kind of hard with this cover this big. And a book this heavy. The book weighs 6 pounds and 10 ounces. That's like the size of some babies. That's like a watermelon. That's like a freaking battery for your car. I don't know, but it's heavy. That's what I do now. But I was able to get the ledges on here, so that's really cool. And then I don't know if you can tell, but this fabric is kind of like scaly, which I thought was perfect, because obviously, as you know, she does have her dragon. And so stories kind of interweave depending on if you're looking at Sleeping Beauty or if you're looking at the Disney movies. But either way, and I like it because it has the green, which is like a signature color of hers. And I did do, there are 6 really big signatures in here. I did do a hollow back spine, so the book will be able to lay as flat as it can. On the cover, I fashioned some wings out of actual feathers, and just place it on top of this little background with a little rose in the center here, and all of that's down really nicely. And then on the profile, there are a bunch of like little charms and textiles as per always. And then the closure is these 2 textiles together. One's a ribbon, one's purple sari silk. Oops, and I just pulled a paper clip off. I have to find where that goes when I finally get to that page. Okay, so I was trying to show you the charms. This book is so heavy. So there you go. That is how it looks. And then, of course, one of the charms, I have to put it back in there. I don't know where it came out from. Okay, so here we go. All right, so the way that I did this book was I tried to design it so that it was kind of like in 3 segments. Hold on. So I wanted it to seem like it was in 3 segments. So if you know, like the Moors, it's like a happy, like plush place with lots of greenery and stuff like that. Very vibrant and all of that. And so the first two signatures are dedicated to the Moors. And then the second 2 signatures are dedicated to like when the Moors get like really dark and when she gets betrayed, and when she's more of like in her villain mode. So that's these 2 signatures. And then the last 2 signatures are kind of like her like Grimoire or Book of Shadows, where she keeps all of her information for her spells and stuff like that. Okay, so that's how the book is divided up. But I still wanted it to look as cohesive as I could. I know this is a little bit brighter, but I think it still blends in really well. Whew, okay, sorry you guys, I know that was a lot of talking, but the book is huge and I'm sorry. So okay, so I'm gonna just try and show you as best as I can. So to start out, it opens up and you have two little tags here. They have crystals on them because if you notice in the movie, there are crystals in the moors. And then that just tucks right into here. I have a ton of ephemera in this book. Some floral ephemera, animals, obviously, because there's lots of critters. And then, like I said, crystals. Here we have a little, I think the moors looks like really pretty like this at night. It's a little pocket. There's some leaves here. Try to have a lot of greenery going on. This is just an altered envelope. You can either glue it down or you can use the back to write on. But in here you've got a little garden fairy backed on coffee stain paper in the first top pocket. And in the bottom one there's a little fairy on a snail. Flips. And here Priscilla was kind enough to send me some laminated like shrubbage. So this is one of the leaves that she found, and I thought it was perfect to just attach to this piece of paper and make it so that you could just have it as a bookmark. So you can slide this over any page that you're on in the book and use that as your bookmark. Little flower charm, and then back here, this pocket, there's a big jumbo tag. So here we have another altered envelope, but this one's a shaker. So there's some really pretty like little sequins in here. It says grow up at the top. I did a little collage down at the bottom, and then the back is plain for journaling. And the reason also why this book is so full with stuff is because she said that she was not going to use this for writing or memory keeping. It is solely meant to be like an art book or a display book. So that's why it's as full as it is, with more of like ephemera and textiles. So I used some of my stained pages. These are a digital in my Etsy shop, and they were perfect for the moors because they're so vibrant in the colors. Little piece of ephemera. And all of these are backed. Really pretty fabric pocket. And then I just did some collages on some of the pages. This one flips open and it says "Into a Dragon." And you have this really pretty, bright dragon scene. And it kind of reminds me of like when she might be in the moors, and it's really vibrant still, but still a dragon. Little pocket here. I got some book pages in here, and the book pages I tried to pick stuff that was like relevant, like Tale of the Custard Dragon. And then some little collage tags and crystal tags. Center of the signature. I always like to leave it plain in case they do want to add something here, because I think it's a really nice spot to add something that's kind of a highlight. And then we have these little coloring book, floral book pages here. A tag. And then I made some of these little leaves based off of Shayna's tutorial, SB Artistry. I'll link it below. Got some little fairy cards here. And those tuck in. This is a full belly band so they could slide all the way through. More animals and stuff that you might find in the moors. Sparkly paper. Trying to keep it kind of magical. Another book page. That's my stained paper. See a little bit of there's some wax seals here and there, and that's a flower petal that I pressed. Little envelope for storage. I just collaged on the front of it, and then a little tag. Little tag in here. just this little cottage kind of thing, because that reminds me of where they took Aurora to be for 16 years. Collage tag. There's a little pocket here with a little envelope you can use for something, and then there's a tag back here and another one of those leaves. Try to use like the Green Man type papers too, because of all the like tree creatures and stuff like that. Another collage tag. And a belly band here. So here we have a little envelope. It's got a little journaling card in there. And then these little fairy little things, you can flip them open. There's some tags behind there. I believe these are Hermelinda tags. Yeah. Open like that. And then they just tuck in right there. This one flips down. And this one flips out. A little tag there. A little squirrel. And then there's some more ephemera. This little book page. Daffy Down Dilly. And Queen Anne. And then this is a trifold tag. Another envelope for storage. I thought these book pages were so cute. They're vintage. I did do some stamping on some of the pages. So many kits I used in this one, but I definitely know I used a lot of Tsunami. I used some Tsunami Rose. I used some Calico Collage, Releasethecraftin, and LianaScrap, and Mrs. Cog. I can't remember all of them, but if you have a question, just leave it down below. So we've got little Aurora there and a couple little jar tags. And this paper I stained myself. So all of the green, red, and purple paper that's like this, I stained it myself, and it takes forever to do. Forever, ever. Some more collages. Crystals. This belly band here. She really likes these digitals, so I did add some of these in here as well. This one is just distressed on the back. You want to do some journaling. Center of the signature. This little one just slips around like that, but it says Sleeping Beauty on there. And like I said, this book is not supposed to be like about Maleficent, but it's supposed to be as if this book belongs to Maleficent. So it's the Moors and her life from her point of view, not to be just like based around her, if that makes sense. It's supposed to be like this is her book. So here I have this clipped with a little clip right here, but this is just a little extra piece that I made. It's all collaged, and it's a little fairy on the front. You can untie it. And there's journaling space on the inside. There's a little bird charm on there. I did some more wax seals, journaling card, a little acorn. Oops, flip the page. This is a belly band. Some more paper that I dyed, and then there's a little acorn. I do have to leave some of the pages plain, because if I decorated every single page, this book would be probably 12 pounds. You have to allow some space for breathing, even if it's going to, whether it's going to be used or not. I think that's just my philosophy. So jumbo tag there. I love Priscilla when she makes those. Another crystal tag, and then there's a little tuck spot here. More crystal. I think this is retro fantasy paper. And this is another envelope that I altered. There's the back. And on the inside, you have a big tag backed on coffee stain paper. Another trifold tag. So pretty. So if you guys can tell, like, some of this stuff really just screams, like, when you start seeing like how we go through the succession of the book, like from the vibrant to the cursed section, you know. Another flip up, and this one comes out like that. So then we're moving into the next segment of the book, which is like kind of where she's a villain, and this is the part where she starts to put up the thorn of walls. So I have these little thorns that I added into the book, and I just fussy cut them, and then on the little raindrops I added glossy accents so it looks like there's raindrops on the thorns. But I put those at the start of this signature because that's kind of like in the movie where she, you know, everything goes dark and then she puts up the thorn of walls. So that's what these are, the little thorns, and they just flip across like that. And of course we have her handy dandy sidekick backed on coffee stained paper. Diaval, I think is how you say his name. Some more ephemera. So as you can see, the color tones are changing to a little bit darker tones and more of the green, because the green is where it gets indicative of like the curse that she's putting. So the little wax seal that I used in the book, I'll have the little raven on it, which I think is perfect because of her pal. So there's a little scrap thing here with one of those leaves that I made. And then there's another tag in here. Oops. There's another tag right here with a raven on it. I think those are Stephanie's digitals, if I remember correctly. I did do some stenciling around, and these are so perfect. So good. So more reds, blacks, things like that. This piece of fabric was perfect because she's right in the center, and then when you flip it up, you can see they're devastated and she's already sleeping. Another book page that I added called Disenchanted. I thought it was so pretty. Then it also has the dragon on the back. And we've got a big piece of ephemera here. Little tag. Put some of these like pure concentrated beetle eggs and stuff like that because this is probably where she's starting to conjure some of her evil spells. There's a little dragon. A couple more pieces in here. So this is my attempt at trying to make a pop-up, but it's kind of hard. I mean, this book, it does lay as flat as it can go, you know, considering how big it is, but it's laying pretty darn flat. I mean, I did that. Okay, I did that. But this is my attempt at a pop-up. So here's the center. It's almost pretty much the center of the book. But as you can see, the little pop-up comes up and says Mistress of Evil. So it's just a little pop-up in the center I thought was kind of cute. Some more stuff. There's her buddy. Oh, is this? No. Okay, that's. So a little tag in here. She also likes dragonflies, so I did put some dragonflies a little bit here and there. Tag in here. These papers are also from the second digital stained papers that I have. These are the stained glass. They're so perfect. I use a lot of Releasethecraftin, I think, in this signature because they just really fit the vibes. This little book page says, of going to bed, because duh, go to bed. So I thought that was perfect for here. Witch's Dream book, also perfect. And then a little dragonfly postcard. Here we've got the little spinning wheel machinations. Some more tags. I love this little charm. Kind of reminds me of, like, I don't know, a pendant that she might have on her necklace. So back here, it's just a little hidden tuck spot, but this is something that she obviously wants to keep hidden away because it's the iron, chains, stuff like that, that can harm her. Ooh, little charm up here, just swung around. I was like, what is that? So there. All right, and the second signature. So there obviously are two of each signature, two of the Moors, two of the Curse, two of the Grimoire / Book of Shadows. So this is the second one of the Cursed. Everything is just a little bit more, like the Growth and Decay kit was perfect because everything is a little bit, like a little bit more dismal in this part. There's a big dragon. So here I just made this little piece and the little circle swings around and you open it and then you have the little spinning wheel and then her hand and boop, boop, it touches right where the needle is here in the book. And the spinning wheel also spins around. Just a little fun little interactive element. And then here I like these pages. I forget whose kit this is though. I put some birds in, obviously, for many reasons, but I thought birds went well. Little crystal ball. Little stamping down there. So here it says, go ahead, turn me into whatever you want. A bird, a worm, I don't care anymore. Duval. That's him right there. And I like to add a little bit more of the medieval looking stuff in this section because obviously there is dealings with like kings and castles and stuff like that. So I used orange leaves here because, you know, again, we're in the darker phase. Okay, some more ephemera. Bedtime Story is on this book page. There's the center. We got Moth Wing Dust. Another dragon. These are the red pages that I dyed, obviously. So here I have a dragon that I decoupaged on and the flame coming out of its mouth. So I thought that was a nice little spread there. This little thing slides and you open it up and you have a little area that you can do something with, and then there's a tag behind it. So the little arrow just holds it closed. Like so. Castle here, and then we've got the little knight standing behind the castle. And another knight over here. Still haven't seen where that charm is supposed to go. You have to find it. Maybe it's still coming up. Okay, so another stamp there. Here I wrote, I cursed her that way because there is no such thing. And I'm sure you guys know what she's talking about. And more birds. And then behind this little fabric flip, it says the curse. And then on this side I wrote out what the curse is. Tons of ephemera. It's this little pocket here with a dragon. And I collaged on this side. So much work in this book, you guys. I can't even tell you. There's another charm here. And more stuff and things. All right, so into the Grimoire slash Book of Shadows type spell section. So I wanted to leave this space right here because I thought maybe if she would want to write something as the title of this segment. So that's why I left the space there. There's another one of those leaves that I made. So in here you'll notice things are like more earthy and green and brown, because this is kind of like where the Green Witch meets Enchanted Forest comes in. So this one flips up. There's an image up here, but I'm not going to fiddle with sliding the book around. Another little leaf that I made. Some more leaves that Priscilla sent, and then you can just slide this and write underneath it. I think it'll look cool if you did write something there, because you'd see it through the leaves. A couple little skinny tags. Some mushrooms. I wanted to include like the fruits and vegetables, stuff like that, because like they do have gardens there, and fruit grows and food grows and all that stuff. So I thought that was kind of appropriate to have that. So here we have a little dry pressed flower that I had pressed, and a wax seal, and a stuck tag. Of course, is any book ever complete without one? Okay, and a belly band here. Some more of those Digis. Are mostly in this signature, these two signatures, because I think they kind of fit with the vibe. I found where the paper clip goes. It goes here. So we have one of these Digis, and then the little herb cards. So those hang out right here with this paper clip. Kind of a long charm, that's why it probably. All right, so back here, I think there's two, yeah. There are some astrological type things in here as well. Not a lot, just a few. Recipe cards, lilac, and another herb card. I love this paper. I thought that was just really pretty to have in here. So yeah, you can definitely see I used more like browns, greens, kind of like that color type of thing. Little palmistry guide there. Love this paper. So this one, it flips out, and it's blank over here, so you can use that space for something. And then this is another one of those that Priscilla sent, but I just turned it into a tag. You can also just use this as a bookmark in this section of the book if you wanted. So a little envelope here. There's two more herb cards inside. These are cool because they have like the meaning of the herbs on the back. And just some more stuff in here. Mushrooms, gardening stuff. And I had to include the bear. So I love those. A little mushroom charm here. I love this page. And then I stenciled with a tree stencil in the background. A little spell card. I thought that was appropriate. Okay. All right, so sorry, I had to take off my sweater. I started getting hot and I needed water. You know, the book doesn't really stop. When you make YouTube videos, the book creation process doesn't really stop when you're done with the book, because you still have to make the video, right? And then you have to edit the video, take pictures, and da-da-da-da. It's a lot of behind the scenes stuff. And I feel like if you're ever like new to this kind of stuff and you like really see what all is entailed behind the scenes, like it's a lot, you guys. So bear with me. I'm trying to go as fast as I can, but trying also not to overlook as much as I can, you know, so that you can, you know, get a full view of this, because I'm proud of it. You know, it took me a long time to make this, so it's just I don't want to have to make it such a super long video. Okay, so this little section here, obviously, as you can see, it's removable. And I think I forgot to say somewhere here, in between the signatures here, in between these two signatures, you can see Maleficent's face right here. Okay, so in between these two signatures, I just had this little piece tucked in. And this, okay, so let's see. So I just made this little slide enclosure, and inside here, I have included some actual herbs that are used to promote prophetic dreams and dreaming and, you know, stuff like that while you're sleeping. So I thought that was really kind of appropriate for this. And then there's two of those little leaves that I made. So it just slides off like so. On the front, I used a silhouette, obviously, because obvious reasons. But I just collaged on this whole thing. And then on the back, you've got Sleeping Beauty right there. And then I left a little nameplate or something, whatever you want to add there. So then this all opens up. And inside of here is a whole bunch of recipe cards for sleep smoothie. So this is a smoothie to help you sleep. And this is sleep salve. And then I used the traces of that really electric green paper because I wanted it to have like the feel of like When the Curse, you know, because this is where she's like studying and practices and keeps her sleeping spells. This is for a relaxing bath. And the big one here is for sleeplessness. And then they do, some of them have stuff on the back, some of them don't. And then on this side, we have sleep capsules, sleep pillow, sleep tea. And then this one is another one that says sleeplessness, but it's just blank on both sides. So she maybe hasn't gotten to the next recipe yet. So this is her little secret cabinet for inside of her book where she keeps her sleeping spells and potions and notions. All right, so that is that. And it just hangs out right here. And another one of those leaves that I made, and then we've got some of the mosses coming out. We've got one of the crows here. Big pocket. Another spell card. This is the Nick the Booksmith paper. Little green man. I think that's digital curio. Another space. There's another charm here. Style 24. I think this is style 24. I can't remember. Another herb card here. I think these are LianaScrap, if I'm not mistaken. So perfect, though, with a little twilight. Little mulberry. Just tucked it in underneath here. Another one of those green man images. You can always use these skinny ones for bookmarks, too, if you want to use them in more than one spot. These I just tucked into the center. I think these are Calico Collage. And I tucked another one of those little scrappy things up at the top. I like this little, it's like all greenery, and then way down here you can see the little entry to the little fairy house. These are Releasethecraftin. I think these are her Book of Shadow cover pages. So I've used those in here because they're perfect, and they're 8.5 by 11, so that's the actual size that they come. Two more little herb cards down here, and another little astrology Little new moon and some toadstools. Okay, another flower that I pressed with the wax seal. This little envelope has there, and I left it unsealed just in case. Sometimes you like to write a secret note in there and then seal it, so I'll leave them open from time to time. Little deer, Mrs. Cog, I believe, as is the bear here. There's my stamp, and you guys know what that means. We're getting towards the end of the book. There's another one of those Book of Shadow pages from Priscilla, and another leaf. Some more herb type of stuff. Holy mole, you guys. We did it. Hi. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry for going so fast, but I tried to, you know, not keep you guys here forever in 15 days. So, I mean, but this book is massive, so even if this book comes out to be about 30 minutes, I think that's not so bad. Not too shabby. So I really hope she loves this book, and I appreciate her snagging one of my custom order spots. You know, I think last year I did so many custom orders. So I'm looking forward to seeing what I feel like creating and what, you know, pulls out to me outside of these custom orders. But these are always a challenge, and I'm always grateful for them. So I'm gonna stop talking because I'm just making the video a little bit longer. All right, you guys, I hope you guys have enjoyed this flip through. I hope that she loves this book. And I think we'll be back sometime soon with something. I don't really know what, but something. So I believe that is going to wrap it up for me for now. Be sure to stay tuned because you never know what direction this odd flock of ours is heading into. And until next time, toodaloo.